If you've been wondering whether to hold on, let go, or open your heart to something new, today's reading may bring the clarity your soul has been searching for. Spirit has a message about love, healing, and the relationships that are truly meant to support your growth. Hello, everyone, again. Welcome back again to Sacred Season Healing, and I'm so grateful you're here today. Today's reading is a collective love and relationships tarot reading. So whether you're single, healing from the past, in a relationship, or calling in a healthy new connection, this reading is intended to offer guidance, clarity, and encouragement along your journey. Okay, so as always, these are general collective messages, so take what resonates with your heart and simply leave the rest. Trust your own intuition above everything else, because Spirit speaks to each of us in unique and personal ways. Okay, so take a slow, deep breath. Set the intention to receive whatever message is meant for you today. And let's see what Spirit wants us to know about love and relationships. Okay, the first question. Spirit, what is the current energy surrounding the collective in love and relationships at this time? What is the current energy surrounding the collective in love and relationships at this time? And we have the Seven of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. Okay, we'll see if there's anything else. Is there anything else, Spirit? Nope. Okay. Looks like the Six of Swords and the Five of Cups. Is there anything else? Okay. So again, Six of Swords and Five of Cups. Okay, the next question I'd like to ask Spirit is, what challenge, pattern, or emotional blockage is Spirit asking the collective to become aware of in their love life? What challenge, pattern, or emotional blockage is Spirit asking the collective to become aware of in their love life? Please show us clearly, Spirit. Thank you. Challenge, pattern, or emotional blockage. Okay, we have the Three of Swords. Is there anything else, Spirit? The Seven of Pentacles. Anything else? Okay, and the Five of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, all right, let's ask the last question of the first part of the reading here, and that is, what healing energy, guidance, or next step will help the collective create healthier, more fulfilling relationships moving forward? What healing energy, guidance, or next step will help the collective create healthier, more fulfilling relationships moving forward, Spirit? Please show us clearly. Thank you. Okay, the King of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, interesting. Anything else, Spirit? Healing energy, guidance, or next step will help the collective create healthier, more fulfilling relationships moving forward. Okay, let's take a look at the messages here that came out. So the first question we asked was, what is the current energy surrounding the collective in love and relationships? And we got the Seven of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, okay, the Six of Swords, and the Five of Cups. So I read this as the collective is in a season of emotional uncertainty, okay? Many people are trying to figure out whether to continue investing in a relationship or walk away from the past, okay? Or even open themselves to something new, okay? So that's kind of how I'm seeing the overall message, but we'll look at one card at a time here. The Seven of Cups, it shows confusion, emotional overwhelm, and multiple possibilities. Some may be wondering, did I make the right choice? Should I give this another chance? Is someone new coming? And the Two of Pentacles, it tells me that the collective may be going back and forth mentally and emotionally, that you're weighing options possibly, but you haven't fully landed on a decision yet, okay? With the Six of Swords, it says, I think Spirit is trying to guide you toward calmer waters and healing, but perhaps you're not completely there yet. Part of you maybe wants to move forward, and part of you might be holding back still with those Two of Pentacles, okay? And then with the Five of Cups, this explains why that's difficult to make up your mind, is because there's still grieving going on. There's still disappointment, regret, or sadness that's attached to whatever didn't work out. And so you're looking at what's been lost instead of fully recognizing what is still possible, okay? So I think the overall message there is that the collective is standing between the past and the future. You might want peace and healing, but unresolved disappointment is making it difficult to fully move forward, okay? Now, question 2, what challenge, pattern, or emotional blockage is Spirit asking the collective to become aware of? And we have the Three of Swords, okay? The Seven of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles, okay? So we'll start with the Three of Swords here. It says that the root issue is unresolved heartbreak or emotional pain. Okay, so whether it came from betrayal, rejection, divorce, abandonment, or disappointment, some healing is still taking place. Okay, so be patient with yourself. And then the Seven of Pentacles asks you to honestly evaluate where you're investing your love, time, and emotional energy. Okay, so Spirit may be asking, is this relationship growing? Is this investment paying off? Am I the only one putting in any effort? Okay, and then with the Five of Wands, this represents inner conflict. So part of you may want to hold on, and another part knows that it's time to move forward. There may also be unhealthy relationship dynamics or competition, mixed signals, or constant emotional tension, okay? And then finally we have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, it reveals why letting go feels so hard. This wasn't just a casual connection. This was the future that you envisioned, you know? You imagined commitment, stability, marriage maybe, growing old together, building a family, or creating a lasting life with someone. And so you're grieving, you're not only grieving the relationship itself, but also the dreams that you attached to it, you know? The outcome that never came. So the blockage isn't simply the heartbreak, it's continuing to invest in an outcome, okay, that may no longer be aligned because you're still attached to the future you hoped this relationship would create, okay? And that does keep us stuck. I've been here, yes, for sure. Okay, so like before, my camera cut off on me when I was almost done. So I believe we ended on the Ten of Pentacles with the second question. And I don't know about you guys, but this Mercury retrograde is kicking my butt. Like, either my phone isn't ringing, people are telling me, I tried calling you, it goes straight to voicemail, or my battery's running out on me all the time. Like, it seems like it's not lasting as long, the charge isn't. And I even have it telling me I don't have enough storage, and I'm like clearing up tons of storage, getting rid of pictures, videos, all this stuff, still telling me the same thing. So I don't know about you guys, but I'll be glad when it's over, when Mercury goes direct again. So anyway, I'm going to pick up where I left off. The third question, what healing energy, guidance, or next step will help the collective create healthier relationships? And we got the King of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, so the fact that both the King and the Queen of Cups appear together, that tells me that Spirit's emphasizing emotional maturity and emotional balance. Okay, because the King of Cups encourages us all to become emotionally stable, to feel our emotions without letting them control every decision that we make, and to respond instead of react. And then just simply to stay grounded while remaining compassionate. Okay, and then with the Ace of Cups here, that kind of represents healing, self-love, emotional renewal, and opening the heart again. So Spirit isn't asking us to close our heart because of past pain. He's asking us to heal it so it can receive something healthier. Okay? And then with the Queen of Cups, I think, this reminds us to trust our intuition, because we've learned valuable lessons, through our past experiences, and our heart is wiser now. So, so compassion and just healthy boundaries, and they can consist or coexist, is what I'm trying to say, together. Okay? All right. I also think with the King and Queen of Cups together here, that it can symbolize that we're attracting a relationship where emotional maturity exists on both sides, because they're a pair, they're a perfect match for each other. So instead of one person carrying all the emotional weight, both people are capable of things like communicating and caring and supporting one another, So it's basically saying heal your own heart first and become emotionally balanced, trust your intuition, and remain open to love. Okay, and then as you do that, you're going to naturally align with relationships that reflect that same emotional maturity and reciprocity. Okay, so I think that's a beautiful first half and opening to our reading here. So what I'd like to do is encourage you all to pause for a moment and reflect on where this might be playing out in your in your personal lives. And what I would like to do is give you some journal prompts or questions that you can come back to later and reflect on when you have more time. Or if you want to pause the video now and do it now, that's fine too. Okay, so here they are. Am I holding on to a relationship because of what it is today, or because of what I hoped it would become? Where in my life am I continuing to invest energy without receiving the love, respect, or reciprocity I deserve? What would emotionally healthy love actually feel like to me? How can I show myself the same compassion and unconditional love that I so freely give to others? Okay, so I think that would be some good reflection questions if this is resonating with you. And by the way, if it is, I would truly appreciate it if you take a moment to like the video. It helps these messages reach others who may need them today. Okay, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments which card or message spoke to your heart the most. Your experiences may encourage someone else who's walking a similar path. Okay, so if you're enjoying these daily readings and would like more guidance on healing, personal growth, and spiritual development, I'd love to have you join our Sacred Season Healing community by subscribing. Okay, all right, the fourth question that I asked was, what truth, healing perspective, or shift in mindset does Spirit want the collective to embrace in order to experience healthier love and relationships? And we got quite a bit here. We have the Moon, the Four of Wands, okay, the Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so let's start with what this means for us. Okay, well, maybe we'll go through it like we always normally do, and I'll just show you the cards that came out in the part of the reading that got cut off. So what is the most important message Spirit has for us? We have the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. Okay, and then finally I asked what blessing, opportunity, new relationship, or transformation is likely to unfold as the collective continues choosing healing, self-worth, and emotionally healthy love. And we got the Ten of Cups, the Tower, and we also have the King of Pentacles, which fell on the ground. So be right back. I'm going to pick that up. Okay, so I got the King of Pentacles back on the table. Okay, so let's go through this. The truth, the healing perspective, or shift in mindset that Spirit wants the collective to embrace is, again, the Moon, the Four of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So we'll start with the Moon. The Moon tells us that, well, it says that many people may still be carrying fears, insecurities, or doubts because of past experiences, okay? And some of you may be questioning whether you'll ever feel emotionally safe again, or wondering if you'll ever have the stable relationship or home life that you truly deserve, okay? Which brings us to the Four of Wands, okay? The Four of Wands tells us that stability, commitment, and a peaceful home are still possible. Spirit isn't saying those dreams have disappeared, only that fear may be making them feel farther away than they really are, okay? So kind of like it's all in our head, you know? Okay, and then we had the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles encourages us to stop trying to rush healing, that healthy relationships are built one choice, one boundary, and one step at a time. Okay, so consistency creates lasting change. And then the Seven of Swords, this feels less like someone deceiving, you know, us, and it feels more like our minds are telling stories that aren't necessarily true, you know. It could be old fears that they just kind of whisper things like, are you going to get hurt again? Or you're going to get hurt again, you know, and you'll always be alone. You can't trust anyone. You're not enough. You know, all that junk in our minds. So I think Spirit is asking us to recognize when those thoughts are coming, where they're coming from, like from probably just past wounds that we're still carrying, instead of the present reality, you know. So finally we had the Six of Wands, and this is really encouraging because it reminds us that we already have what it takes to create the life and relationships that we desire. Confidence grows as we continue moving forward, and I think Spirit is showing success on the other side of this healing journey. Okay, and that's what this card is all about. Victory and success, okay? So don't let yesterday's fears become tomorrow's realities. Continue moving forward one step at a time. Challenge the stories that your fear tells you, and trust that you're capable of creating the stable, healthy love you've been hoping for, okay? Now with the fifth question, what's the most important message Spirit wants us to know? We got the Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. So this is short, but it's powerful, because the Eight of Wands says things won't stay stagnant forever. Momentum is building. This is a fast-moving energy, okay? So progress is coming, communication, opportunities, or forward movement may happen more quickly than expected, you know, once we align with our healing, okay? And then the King of Wands, He reminds us not to wait for someone else to rescue us, or determine our worth. This king is confident, he's courageous, and intentional. He knows where he's going, and he takes action to create the life he wants. Okay? He's Mr. Boss Man. So yeah, so I think the overall message there is just believe in yourself, take your power back with the King of Wands, move confidently toward the life you want, because your confidence grows, or as your confidence grows, so does your ability to attract the relationships. Attract the relationships and the opportunities that align with you. Okay, and then question 6, what blessing, opportunity, new relationship, or transformation is likely to unfold? And we got the 10 of Cups, the Tower, and the King of Pentacles. So I actually love this because the 10 of Cups represents emotional fulfillment, loving relationships, peace, family, and genuine happiness. It's just total emotional happiness, and that's what we all aim for here. And then comes the Tower, which, often freaks people out, but I think it feels more like a breakthrough than something that's going to break down. Sometimes the Tower can represent a sudden event that changes everything in a positive way, or it could be like a surprising opportunity. It could be an unexpected meeting, or a realization that shifts the direction of your life completely, And so following that is the King of Pentacles. And so that's why I think this is a good Tower, because this king embodies stability, loyalty, responsibility, generosity, and long-term commitment. So he builds secure foundations, okay? So for the gentleman out there wanting a new relationship with a feminine, for example, with a lady, ladies definitely have these qualities as well. We all have masculine and feminine energy in us, so I'm sure that the gentlemen who are watching also want someone who's loyal and stable and responsible and generous, you know what I mean? And has the ability to be in long-term commitments, okay? So don't let the picture on the card, of a male throw you off there, is what I'm saying. But I think together, these cards suggest that as we continue healing and honoring our self-worth, we become available for a healthier kind of love, one that's grounded and dependable and emotionally secure, okay? So for some of you, this could mean meeting someone with a King of Pentacles quality that we just went through. The stability, the loyalty, the responsibility, the generosity, and the long-term commitment type person, right? But for others, it could represent becoming more grounded and stable within yourself, okay? Which transforms the kinds of relationships that you're going to be attracting, okay? Either way, that's great news for all of us, right? So I think the overall message, as you continue choosing healing and self-worth, you create space for profound positive change. And what once seemed, impossible can shift unexpectedly, okay, with the 8 of Wands here. And it can open the door to greater emotional fulfillment, lasting stability, and relationships built on trust, commitment, and mutual respect, okay? All right, so I think what we'll do now is we'll continue with some, in our, reading here with some healing tools for your healing journey. So I'll start with some affirmations. I'll give you some body movement, sound frequency, crystals, essential oils, and then some self-care practice, okay? And that'll pretty much sum up our reading for today. So here are the affirmations. I release the pain of the past. I trust myself, honor my worth, and welcome healthy, reciprocal love into my life with an open and balanced heart. Okay, and then some body movements. You could do heart-opening yoga poses such as camel pose, cobra, or supported fish pose. You could take a gentle walk in nature while focusing on gratitude. You could place your hand over your heart and practice slow, intentional breathing for 5 minutes each day. And you could even repeat those affirmations as you're doing that. Sound frequency, 639 hertz is associated with the heart chakra, emotional healing, forgiveness, harmony, and healthy relationships. So you might want to listen to some of that. Some crystals. Rose quartz is for unconditional love and self-love. Green aventurine is opening the heart to new opportunities. Rhodonite, healing emotional wounds and forgiveness. Pink tourmaline is for compassion and emotional balance. Okay, and then some essential oils could be that you could use in your healing practice are rose, jasmine, geranium, bergamot, and ylang ylang. Okay, diffuse them during meditation or add a diluted blend, to your skin or something, okay, to remind yourself of love and compassion, okay? And you are love and compassion. You're capable of receiving love and compassion, okay? And very worthy of it. Okay, and then some self-practice this week. You could ask yourself a simple question here. Am I giving myself the same love, patience, and kindness that I'm hoping to receive from someone else? Okay, really think about that. And then spend some time doing something that genuinely fills your own cup, okay? Whether that's enjoying a peaceful walk, reading a good book, meeting a friend for coffee, creating something you love, or simply just allowing yourself time to rest without feeling guilty, okay? Because healthy relationships begin with the relationship you have with yourself. We attract how we are feeling and what we believe about ourselves inside, internally. That's who we're going to attract in our lives externally, okay? So just give yourself time, be compassionate with yourself while you're healing, and believe that you are worthy and there are beautiful things heading your way as you continue healing, okay? So if today's reading resonated with you, I'd truly appreciate it if you would like this video, as it helps YouTube share these messages with others who may need them. And I'd also love to hear from you in the comments, okay? What was the strongest message Spirit spoke to you through today's reading, okay? Your story may be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Just keep that in mind. And if you're enjoying these daily tarot readings focused on healing, spiritual growth, and personal transformation, don't forget to subscribe to Sacred Season Healing and turn on the notification bells so you don't miss future readings, okay? So in closing, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Remember, healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you've always been beneath the pain, the fear, and the disappointment, okay? So every boundary you honor, every lesson you embrace, and every act of self-love brings you one step closer to the healthy, fulfilling relationships you deserve. So until next time, be gentle with yourself, trust your intuition, keep choosing your healing, and remember, your greatest season begins the moment you choose yourself, okay? Take care, beautiful souls, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.